DPH, and I am going to be going over how to use the Microsoft SharePoint account we've set up for everyone. So when you go to, we're going to show you how to log in, but basically we set this website up so that everyone, Mass Emotion community coordinators, DPH staff, TA providers, we all have one central place we can go to grab information, download resources, upload documents, upload reports, view a master calendar so we can see all of the events that are coming up and trainings, deadlines, things like that. So anytime you have a question about where can I find this logo, where can I find this training, where did that resource go, it's always going to be on SharePoint. And every week we're going to send out that Mass Emotion weekly newsletter. And basically everything in that newsletter is going to lead you back to SharePoint because that's where we're going to host all of these items. So now I'll show you how to log in. So what you do is you go to masswellness.org. And this is the screen that you'll see. Oh, God. This is the screen you'll see. So under the directory, what you're going to do is select the Mass Emotion category. And I was logged in, but it will prompt you to log in. And this is just something to keep in mind. You all have Outlook accounts that we've created for you. In order to use the site for free, we had to go in and create a free Microsoft Outlook account for everybody. So in order to enter your login information, when you go to start to do that, it's probably going to redirect you to a Microsoft login page, which is fine. So you put in your username and your password there, and it will direct you back right to the screen that you're seeing here. So here's the home page. You see a little welcome message here. This is going to change from time to time and give you like a broad update of anything we want to point out to you, anything really important. Right now, we've just used it as a placeholder to ask you to get familiar with the site. Go and find your community programs information, update your website, enter your social media websites. Make sure when you find the community calendar, you're going to be uploading your own calendar events, and make sure your contact information is up to date. And we'll go over all of those sections and where you can go to update that information. Down below here is the announcement section. In the newsletter that we're going to be sending out every Monday, each item that you see in that newsletter is most likely going to be its own announcement here. It's going to be pulled out. So for example, in last week's newsletter, we sent out one item was the sample zoning scan analysis for Holyoke. So in the newsletter, when you click on the link, it's going to bring you here. And you'll see it as its own item. And so here's the attachment. Here's all the details you need. This is where everything's going to live. If you come here to the next section, announcements, this is just the same as this section, but it's larger. It just gives you it on the full screen, and you can see more information. And then you can also select each one to look at it as its own item. So that's that. Next, we have the calendar feature. So this is the master calendar here. At DPH, our staff is going to be updating this for you. We're going to be putting trainings and webinars, any meetings that are coming up, and deadlines. And as you can see on the left here, they're all color-coded so that you can glance at the calendar and see what kind of events are placed here. Whenever something is going to be required or mandatory, we're going to make sure to title it that way. It's going to be the first word in the title, and it's going to be in all caps. So you can see right away which events are mandatory and which aren't. So you see today's webinar was required. So that's how we have it labeled here. If you want to look into the details of each item, all you have to do is click on the title. It brings it up in a new tab. Gives you the title, the time, the description. Here's where you register. We have to label it as what kind of category this is, a training, a webinar. So that's how you'll view all the information. So these are mostly just trainings and webinars. You can see next month. In red, we have a work plan due. Then we have an expenditure report due in January. So that's how you'll view these things. and we'll keep this updated. So community coordinators are not going to be updating this calendar. You will have your own calendar, which you'll be able to update with your own events, and I'll go over that in a minute. All right. The next category here is contacts. This is basically just people, who we are, what our contact information is. We have a list of all the Massive Motion community programs. So what I'd ask you to do is go into this section, find your program, and if there's a coordinator that's missing, or we don't have the right cities and towns listed, or we really want you to update your website and your social media accounts, because that's been one thing we've had trouble keeping track of, and we'd love to see what you guys are putting out there and sharing. It'd be great to be able to just connect with you guys that way. So if you are in Cambridge or wherever, this is the column where you go to edit. So select this little edit icon. And this is the page where you would edit. You get to edit your program title, choose your coordinator, enter your website, enter any other social media websites you have, select each town that you want to add, and then you press save. I'll press cancel. I don't want to save anything. But that's how you would update your own information. The same thing goes for the coordinators list. So this is just your name specifically. And sometimes there's turnover or phone number changes. That's where we would ask you to go in. And again, we'll probably change this so the edit button comes at the beginning like it did in the last one. But go to the edit icon and then fix any information you need to. And as you can see, we have pictures here for everybody so that when you show up at meetings, you already know what everyone looks like, that you don't have to do any awkward introductions, just trying to put a face to a name. And same thing goes this way. You can just see who the liaisons are and who their communities are. You can see who DPH staff are and what our roles are. And we'll make sure this is updated. And this is where you can find your technical assistance providers. Everyone has a description of what you can contact them for. All right, the next section is called Community News. And this is completely for communities. We wanted to add a section for community coordinators to announce and share information that you're proud of, that you want us to get the word out about. So this is up to you to add items to this community news list. So we put a couple up here as examples. I'm going to show you how to do that. When you have an announcement or something you want to share with us that you want us to share, or you just want other communities to see, click on New Item, give it a title. Let's see. Cambridge opens up Winter Farmers Market. Then give a description here, any information you need, include the link if it's an article, or any text that you want us to include if we're going to be sharing this. Press save, and then that becomes a new item. So this is where we as DPH staff and other coordinators are going to go to see what's going on with other people. Okay, this is just like, hey, look what we did. We're proud of this. Good for us. And then we'll help you share the word. Down below here is the community calendar. So again, this is all under community news. The community calendar is for you as coordinators to fill out. We're not going to be adding anything to this. Right now you can see there's Salem Winters Farmers Markets put up here. There's a Northeast Regional Mass Motion Coordinators meeting. So that's if Mary Brush is your liaison. We can go ahead and click on that and just see what the details are. This regional meeting was organized by Mary Brush, and it's for these following communities. So that's how you look up the details of a calendar event. And again, if you have a launch event or any kind of event that you have going on, put it on this calendar. If you have meetings coming up, we would like to know. It's a great way for us to know. Sometimes someone here will know, and then others won't. But we would have liked an option to attend an event. So this is a way to keep us updated and have everyone in the know. So to add a calendar event, this is what you would do. If you have something taking place on November 4th, click on the 4th, and then this little plus sign with add comes up. Click on the add, and this is where you give it a title. Farmers Market Launch. If there's a location, write that in. Pick the start time and end time. Give it a description. You can select if it's an event or a meeting. And then you press save. And it will add it to the calendar. So I'm not going to add this. But that's how you would do it. Okay, moving on. Communication section. Right now, over here on the right, we have communications, documents, and materials. So these are all of the folders we've put together that have all of the information that many of you in the past have emailed us for, or these are the kinds of things we would want to be emailing out to you. So instead of having to do that, we created folders. So when you need the Mass in Motion logo for something, you go to the logo folder, and that's where you can find the Mass in Motion logo as a JPEG. We also have it as a design file. If you're creating a designed flyer or something and you need that design file of the logo, we have that right here. I don't think you're going to be using the DCH logo, but we did include that just in case. So I'll go back. We have media campaign materials. If you're going to be putting on a PowerPoint and you need a PowerPoint template, that's where it is in that folder. We have sample articles and sample recipes in case you're putting out any information on things like that and need some content. Press release templates, these are from last year. Well, actually, we don't have any uploaded, but we will be developing those for different strategies depending on what everyone's working on this year. The weekly emails that we're sending out as newsletters right here at the bottom, that's where these are going to be archived every week. I don't know why that's not showing up, but they will be there. And the style guide here is something I also want to point out. Click on the style guide. This is where we give you information on what kind of fonts you should be using if you're staying in line with Mass in Motion style and brand, which we're hoping you are. Style photos. These are photos we have available to you if you want to email me or request them. And these are in this folder, the fonts that we use for you to download. So I would just encourage you to get familiar with the style guide. We've broken it up here for you to make it easier. And that's it. So what I really want to point out is these 3 pages, and specifically the press coverage page. So I'll start with the materials page. If you click on materials, and if this happens, just reload the page. Go back and do it again. Oh, geez. There we go. What we've done is we've just listed out for you all the promotional items that we've developed in the past that are available to you. So this top section, these stencils, tablecloths, we do still have some of these things left. And the key is to use this URL to go in and order these items for free. So if you do go to the Mass Clearinghouse website and then try to search for this page for MIM communities, you're not going to find it. The only way you can get here is by using this URL, because this page is not available to the public. And down below, we just talk about and then show you exactly where to go for any materials about Mass in Motion, about nutrition or physical activity. And then we develop some infographics for you to use, so you can download those directly from this page. Okay, so the most important page here is the press coverage page. Anytime you get press coverage, media coverage, an article published about something going on in your community, this is where it needs to be uploaded. So we're not encouraging you to upload it. We're asking you to. This is required. You need to upload all of your press coverage and media coverage on this page. We're also asking you to name it a specific way. So we've laid out the formula right here. Click on this first bullet. What should I name my file? It's going to be a little bit long, but you're going to name it by the program name. So your program name, if you're Be Well Berkshires or Metro West, the topic, and we give topic recommendations down here so we can keep them nice and short, but also so that they can be pretty consistent for all the different communities who are going to be uploading similar kinds of articles. Then the type of media, whether it's newspaper or an online article or radio interview, something like that. We lay them all out here, but choose one of these. Then the name of the media outlet, which you can abbreviate if it's very long, and then the date. So these are two examples. This is the formula here. So please follow this when you're uploading your coverage. And like we say, if you find an article, you can cut and paste that article into a Word document, or you can save it as a PDF and upload either one of those. If you have a radio or television interview, you can upload transcripts or descriptions. So these are two that were uploaded last year as examples. And so this is where this would go. And this is where we're going to go to look for that information. Otherwise, we're not going to know what's happening. So under the community news, I just don't want anyone to get confused. That is when you want to announce something or share something you're proud of. But when you do get something published or when you have any kind of coverage, this is where you need to come. You need to come to communications and then select press coverage and upload your coverage here. The next section is program strategies. Oh boy, this is going to keep happening. So program strategies, we've broken it down into 4 different categories. And we base these topics off of the ones that were broken out in the RFR. So as you submit your work plans, we might have to change this and tweak the topics a little bit, but this is how it's laid out right now. So we'll just go into the first one. I had trouble getting in here earlier. I'm hoping it works. But increasing access to healthy foods. Then we have separate folders for each kind of initiative. So corner stores, food pantries, grocery stores, land use policies, SNAP at farmers markets, all of these, which is our guess. You guys are going to be working on most of these topics. We're going to be populating these folders, both DPH staff and your TA providers. This is where they're going to be uploading any helpful documents, any resources, anything they come across that they want you to have access to, guides, toolkits. This is where they're going to go. So if we click on healthy dining, this was from last year. I'm not sure if anything's going to change, but we wanted you to see this is where the criteria, the guide, recruitment tips, all of these, the decals, this is where this was uploaded. Then we have these DPH developed materials that were designed and printed. We have them available to you. But we also created a folder for community developed materials. People wanted to see what other communities were developing. Communities wanted to do their own materials for some of these initiatives. So, and we, of course, always want to see. If you have your own and you don't want to use ours, that's fine. We would just like to know what everyone's using. So that is where these would get uploaded. So we believe for the rest of these strategies, we're going to be creating similar folders. So DPH developed materials and then community developed materials. So everyone can see all the different options out there. So go ahead and on your own, I would go into each of these categories and find the folders that kind of align with your work plan. And if you, once your work plans have been submitted and reviewed here and you're all set to start working, and some of the folders don't match up with what you're doing, I would just say, let me know, let your liaison know, and then we'll tweak them and we'll make it all work. So next is the budget section. So previously, for older communities, you would be emailing this information into us. Now we're going to be having you upload it. Right now, you're seeing all of these folders, and that's because we're logged in as me, who's an administrator. But you, if you are Be Well Berkshires, if you're the coordinator there, when you click on budgets, you're only going to see that one folder called Be Well Berkshires. So only the people from one community can view that community's budget. You don't have an option to view any other community's expenditure reports or anything having to do with their budget. So these are private and they're protected. So when it is time to submit your budget, which I think is in January 30th, that's when the first expenditure report is due. And if you didn't know that, you can go up to the calendar and see it. But when it's time and you're from Be Well Berkshires, click on your folder. We'll probably have divided folders up here for each quarter. So click on the folder, upload your expenditure report or any amendments or attachments. And it's as easy as that. And that's where we'll be going in at DPH to grab these things and download them. The same thing goes for work plans. When it's time to submit your work plans, which are due December 31st, you are going to be able to see all of the folders in this category because there isn't anything confidential, and we discussed it here that it should be an option to see other work plans if you want to. So find if you're from Get Foot Gloucester, go in here and upload your work plans and any attachments, and then we'll go in here and grab the information that we need. The next section is the only section I think is going to be changing drastically. Right now we've set it up so you each have your own folders, again, to upload your information. What we're hoping to do is to build a form right on the SharePoint website that asks the questions. It allows you to type in your answers. It saves those answers. It exports them in a document to us, and that's all you have to do. You don't have to upload anything. You don't have to create your own documents. You're just going to fill out the answers right on the website. So we're hoping reporting is much more simple and very easy and manageable. So that's our goal. Right now under trainings, this list of upcoming trainings, this is connected to the calendar. So anytime we enter an upcoming training or an upcoming webinar, it's pulled out into this list. So it's all here in a list format. Then we have an archive of previously recorded webinars. So anything that was recorded is uploaded onto this YouTube channel. So that's how you can access that. And then down below here are the slides from any previous trainings. So today's training will hopefully be, it won't be a PDF because I don't have slides, but it will be a recording. So I'll be putting that under the Communications and Media folder. Evaluation, we don't have anything going on right now, so I used old tools that we had for the last grant. But when we do get our evaluation team built up again and develop any new tools and information that you need, this is where they will be uploaded. And you know what, before I go any further, I want to go back up into program strategies and show you exactly how you would upload something. So if you are doing healthy dining, I don't know if that's still going on, but if it is, and you wanted to upload your own brochure that you developed, what you're going to do is come here, select the Upload button. Then choose your file from your computer, wherever it is. That's everyone's pictures. Press OK, and then it will get uploaded there. So just make sure, see how that we're naming these. It's by topic, by type of material, and then by program name. So just try to be consistent with that. But that's how you would do it. Don't get confused. You can click New, but I don't think you'll be using this button much. New is when you're starting from scratch. You're creating a new Word document, a new PowerPoint presentation, or a new folder. I really don't think anyone's going to be doing that, but I did want to go over it just so you don't get confused. You're going to be pressing the Upload button. All right. So this last part, we're not sure how this is going to go, but we're hoping people use this as a resource. So we developed a discussion board, and what we did was we organized it by subject matter. So if you have a question, come here, click on New Item, give it a subject. So ask a question. Has anyone, yes, we'll just do this one again. Has anyone done a joint use agreement? Ask your full question. Ask for, who has had success, who did you partner with, what were your challenges, whatever you want to ask, put it in there. Then come down here, select the category. We're going to select joint use agreements. If it wasn't, if there's no choice here that makes sense, just choose other. It's not a big deal. And then click Save. And it's categorized by that last topic that you selected. So now you can see I've done 2 of these. So we'll click on one to open it up. At the top, oh, that's weird. So here's the question at the top, okay? Has anyone done joint use agreements? And it shows who it was asked by. You can then, as someone else, go in and answer. And this is where the replies will be listed. If I see this answer and if I've asked a question, I can actually reply to this answer as well. So people can reply to the original person who asked the question, and you can also reply individually to each comment. Hopefully that makes sense. And what you can do, if you want to get notified, if anyone answers this question, click on these three dots and select Alert Me. So anytime this chain, anytime there's anything happening with this chain, with this discussion board topic, you're going to be alerted. And that's that. So the resources section at the bottom here, this is for any resource that doesn't fit under a program strategy, a specific program strategy. So anything that's just like a broad topic, very general, having to do with mass in motion, knee type of things, it's going to go here. And I'll be uploading these resources today. But otherwise, if it's about zoning or built use agreements, or joint use agreements, it's going to be under the program strategies within those specific folders. So the last thing I'm going to try to do myself here is, because we did set up these Outlook accounts for you, any notifications that go out from this site are going to be sent to that Outlook account. They're going to be sent to your new Outlook email. But since you probably aren't checking that, we want you to set up mail forwarding so that your Outlook emails go straight to your regular email. So I am going to show you how to do that. I can't show you on the website because I don't have that kind of account, but I'm going to show you a few slides. Just bear with me while I bring this up. There we go. So what's next? Here we go. Okay, so when you do want to set up alerts, follow a discussion board, follow any topic, you can do so, and you want to make sure you're getting those notifications. So in order to set up the auto forward, you are going to need a cell phone or a mobile phone in order to verify that code. If you don't want to use your cell phone, it's very secure, but if you don't want to, I can do that with my own. So just let me know, and I can go through that process with you. So when you are logged in, and I'll close this so you can see what we're talking about here. There is a gear button up here. You're going to select that gear button, and then this menu will appear. You're going to select Options. Next, once you select Options, there's going to be a list of options here. You're going to click on Email Forwarding. And then after you do that, you're going to go down here under Email Forwarding, Verify Your Account. So click on Verify Your Account. This is where you're going to have to enter your phone number. And I've sent this PDF to you. If you need me to resend this again, I'm happy to do so. So enter your phone number, check off I agree, hit Next, and then they're going to text you a code. So again, if you don't want to do this, I can do it for you. You just have to let me know. Once you get the text, type in the code you see, hit Next, and then there's going to be a thank you screen that pops up, and you're going to be all done. So click Done. Whoops. So then go back to the email forwarding section that we went through, and then select the category, Forward Your Mail to Another Email. Make sure you type in your business email, your email that you want it to go to in that box, and then press Save. So it's very easy. Seems like a lot of steps, but it's not. And if you have any trouble, I can help you with that. And if you do have trouble logging in, let me know. We've had some issues because we created all the accounts for you. I think Microsoft is a little suspicious, so they're making us jump through a few extra hoops. So if you have any trouble, let me know. Email me, alana.terramina@state.ma.us, and I'm happy to help you do that. So the last thing I wanted to go over is the calendar. I forgot to mention, if you do want to sync this with your own Outlook calendar, what you do is you come up here. Then above here, you can see in purple, it's very sneaky, there's these three options. Select Calendar, and then come over to the middle here and say Connect to Outlook. And then you sign in with the username and password we gave you, and follow the prompts, and that's how you'll do that. So I think that's it. If anyone has any questions, please email me. I'm happy to schedule 10 minutes individually to go over this with you and kind of walk you through the site if you're having any issues or any questions. And that's it. Okay, thank you.